Chapter 4. The Gremlins Take Over. Kingston Falls was suddenly in chaos, and the little town felt like it was under siege as a series of horrific accidents paralyzed the population. The Gremlins were everywhere. They cut cables and smashed windows. They broke all the traffic lights and caused the biggest pile-ups the town had ever known. At the Futterman's house, Mr. Futterman was about to discover real live gremlins. They were swinging from the TV aerial on his roof. "Darn it! What's wrong with this picture?" As the poor man stomped out to investigate, he heard his snowplow revving up. He couldn't believe his eyes as he saw it crash out through the garage door. The gremlins were driving it right through the house. Mrs. Deagle was having her usual mean Christmas. The minute she heard the carol singers outside, she flung open the door to send them packing, but the words died in her throat. Outside the door were no school kids, but a bunch of monstrous creatures grinning up at her. No, leave me alone," she shrieked, and fled into the house. In panic, Mrs. Deagle tried to escape upstairs and headed for the electric chairlift on the staircase. She scrambled into it and pressed the button, but the gremlins had got there first. The chair raced out of control and flung Mrs. Deagle straight out of the window at the top of the stairs. Billy's girlfriend Kate was in the front line against the gremlins. Over at Dory's pub where she worked in the evenings, about 50 gremlins had taken over the bar and a party was in progress. The little green monsters were having a whale of a time. They played the jukebox, skidding drinks across the tabletops, played poker and billiards, and threw peanuts all over the place. What with the drink and the cigars, they were soon out of control and started to turn very nasty. Kate was trapped, but she had figured out one thing. The gremlins were frightened of bright lights. "I know Dory's got a camera around here somewhere," she muttered to herself as she rummaged behind the bar. One of the gremlins began banging his glass on the counter, demanding a drink. Snarling with impatience, he started throwing things at Kate's back. She spun round, camera in hand, and pointed the lens straight at him. As she pressed the trigger, the flashbulb flared, and all the gremlins round the bar fell backwards. As Kate flashed the bulb again and again, the terrified shrieks of the gremlins were almost deafening. She managed to beat a path through the door and throw it wide open. Thank heavens! There stood Billy, silhouetted in the doorway, the car headlights behind him. The gremlins went berserk, falling over each other to seek out a dark corner. "Come on, Kate, hurry!" cried Billy. Together they ran to the car and leapt in. Billy turned the ignition key. "Oh, not now, please, not now," he begged as the engine coughed and spluttered. A bottle came flying through the pub window and smashed on the bonnet of the car. He tried the engine again, but it was no good. "Come on, let's get out of here," he said, picking up Gizmo and grabbing Kate by the hand. As they ran past the bank, they noticed the door was wide open. "Look at the mess," gasped Kate, surveying the shredded dollar notes, the overturned chairs and smashed windows. "I guess the gremlins have been here too." "Where haven't they been?" sighed Billy miserably. "We could get some help if only the phones worked, but the gremlins have cut the wires. What are we going to do?"